Hey, welcome back to I Have Four Friends Gaming, and today we're going to be going over the EW update, the equipment that comes with it, and we're also going to be doing a giveaway. So before we get into the EW update, let me talk a little bit about the giveaway we're going to be doing. I'm going to be giving away the T55 Tyro and the AH94 DLC. So if you want a chance to win that, go ahead and comment down below and subscribe. Tell me anything about your favorite aircraft. Tell me your favorite VTOL VR moment. Tell me anything. Just hi. It doesn't matter. That'll enter you into the comment contest. As long as you are subscribed and you comment down below, you'll be entered to win. I will also be doing a giveaway of all 3 DLCs on the day that the new aircraft comes out. So that's going to be the AH94, T55 Tyro, and the EW aircraft. If you already have the DLCs for the other two, you'll have to let me know. I'll also be checking Steam profiles just to make sure. If you already own the DLCs, I'll be giving it away to other people, but you will get that new aircraft, but the other ones will go to people who don't have them. So don't think you'll be getting those aircrafts for an alt account. Sorry, I just kind of want to make it fair for everybody. Same thing with the AH94 and T55. If you already have it, it'll be going to somebody else. But if you have one of them, like let's say you have the 94, but you don't have the T55, you'll get the T55, the 94 will go otherwise. Same thing, vice versa. But onto the aircraft. So the new stuff for the F45 is the AGM-88. It's going to be a medium range with a shorter overall length, narrower stabilizer, and a reduced engine burn time. That's so that way it can fit into the internal bays of the F45. You can also have it mounted on the wing pylons onto the T55. So the T55 and 26B both get the AN ALQ 131 ECM jammer. The T55 only gets one, and the F26B gets 2 of them. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the let's go ahead and hop into the F45 and show that one off first. One of the first things you're going to notice is going to be on the TDS we have Jam 1 and 2. So along with the jamming feature, we get 2 channels. That's not as good as the F26B that gets 4, but I'm assuming the jamming is just better on the F26B in comparison to the F45. It is just what it is. But we're going to go ahead and start off by jamming that target. So we're going to see how close we can get before they lock on, and then we'll do a vice versa. We'll show how close we can get. Actually, let's off jams. No jamming. We'll just fly right at it and see how close we get before they lock on. We'll dodge that missile and then we'll start jamming and see how close we get after we launch or after we start jamming. So this harm brings a much needed, don't worry, they're all invincible, so I can just let off one of those. But the harm does bring a much needed capability to the F45. Yep, as you can see, we are at 20 nautical miles and they are locking us. So we're gonna just go ahead and start jamming them as soon as possible. Alright, so now we're jamming them. And see how close we can get before they start locking us now. Before we were at 20 nautical miles before they locked onto us, so let's see how close we can get now. Still see that harm up in the air. Let's go see what that thing looks like on the S-cam. God damn. But enough looking at that sexy missile. Let's get back over here. So we are currently 11 nautical miles out and they still have not locked onto us. It's because they just can't see. Now, if they are locked onto you, jamming isn't really going to do much. You're pretty much at burn through distances. Even if you're a little further out, like if I was at 20 nautical miles and I started jamming them, I doubt if I continued flying at them without doing a defensive maneuver that missile would miss me. But we're also going to show how close we can get in the F26B in a moment. Six nautical miles. Nice. Show them our belly, see if they lock on. I don't think they can yet. Yeah, I think in order for them to, lock onto us, we're gonna have to stop jamming them. Yep. So, that shows you how close we can get from that with jamming, and we're gonna go demonstrate the same thing in the F26, because it has a few different new things. So, on the F26B, you'll notice we have a new thing under our MDF. It's called Jammer. So if you click on Set Jammer, you're going to notice a few different things. We'll go over it. Start and stop, kind of self-explanatory. Mode doesn't do anything. We have band, mid, and high. What those both do, I can only make guesses right now. I have no idea. But somebody hopefully will alleviate that in the comments. Otherwise, we'll go over it. Now, we have 2 jamming pods here on the F26, and you can cycle between the 2 jamming pods by clicking their respective MDF buttons. But not only that, each jamming pod can jam up to 2 targets, so you can cycle through them by clicking that same MDF button again. Now, when it comes to jamming on this, you can now set each jammer to have more or less power to prioritize more to one target or the other. We're going to get lined up so that way I can show you. So, you can have individual jammers target different things. You can target up to 4 different things in the F26B. And you get 3 separate modes for targeting. You can target via ARAD, targeting pod, or GPS. So if your buddy sends you a GPS mark of where an enemy radar is, you can jam that before you're even popped up over the top, so that way you're covered by jamming before you move in. And we're going to show you how a target looks. So, you've got your system on standby. You know, can't click on ARAD until we have something selected. So, we're going to select it. So, we're going to go ahead and click on the target, and then we're going to select ARAD. Once we have it selected, you'll see it's on standby. We can now start transmitting. Now, you'll see which one is transmitting from the bar there. We're going to give it 100% power for that transmitter. We're going to go over to A. We're going to do 50 and 1. Oop. We lost the target. I think we ran out of power is what was the problem. We're on the ground and we're not producing enough power to actually jam. So we'll just click on the APU. So anyways, yeah, back to starting transmitter. I guess we'll keep the APU on just to ensure we have enough power for that. And ARAD, start. So, gear down, revs up. We should be fine at 80 knots. Alright. So, as you can see, we're now jamming with 50% of one and 100 of the other. We're going to switch that to 75-25. Let's see if we can kill that without worrying about it. And now, we're going to set jamming pod B, ARAD, start jamming. And we'll see how close we can get. So, the AIM-120s don't yet have their Home on Jam feature, but we're just going over the jamming pods and the new radar system. Go to Options, B-Scope, and now we have this. Unfortunately, I'll show you that once we're back on the ground because you can't have that on with the radar, but I just wanted to show you guys that. And if we have a missile coming at us, it's more than likely a Home on Jam, and we're going to need to shut off our radar. Which is why our emergency stop all button comes in handy. It would have been here by now if they did. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, we can get a lot closer in the F26. See if we can't get away from them without getting killed. You can see them on the mountaintop there. Boop, boop. Alright, so we're gonna shut off Bitch and Betty. We're gonna try and turn and burn. And I'm gonna show what the new radar system looks like. Boop.
Over D. Pull up. Over D. Altitude. Pull up. Over D. Altitude. Altitude. Over D.
I'm aware.
Pull up. Pull up.
Alrighty, so on to the new radar system. So we have a few different things that are new. We obviously have B-scope under options. That's going to be different from our PRP, which everybody's going to be already used to. And as you can see on this PIP, we have our vertical scan now represented by this little bar here. So you can now see where your vertical scans are. If we go back over to that, we have the B-scope mode, which has vertical and horizontal here. Scan modes will show you different areas. Still have bore and head, but, you know, I thought that was pretty interesting. You can see, though, when the radar is on, our jammer cannot be. But now that we have shown off all of that, the next things that we're going to be showing off is all going to be in the editor, new stuff that's in there. So if this is where you would like to end the video of just seeing the new aircraft and new weaponry that they have, I appreciate you for watching. Otherwise, the new stuff in the editor is coming up next, so stick around. And everything's going to be under ground or stationary. Decoy radar transmitter. Static decoy radar transmitter used for defending SAM sites from incoming anti-radiation missiles. It must be linked with a MWS unit. I'm pretty sure this just takes the hit instead. Or it might also just be an EW thing. But next we have our ground-based mobile ECM units. High-power directional radar jammers. Absolutely beautiful. As you can see, there's the outline. Next we have the mobile missile warning truck. It can be linked with SAM radars so that way it disables them and manages countermeasures like the decoy radar transmitter. And that's all we really have for this. We're going to go on over to stationary, which is one of my newest and favorite things. Infrared missile defense. This can engage incoming enemy missile visual range. Now, it can be linked with a mobile missile warning unit or the stationary one for a more comprehensive defense, which is really, really beautiful. We've got our two different kinds of bunkers, which we've seen already, and the decoy launcher. A static platform for decoy missiles. Decoys can be launched with an event action. Next, we have over in buildings an early warning radar. Absolutely beautiful. A long-range, low-frequency early warning radar used for detecting threats at great distances. It cannot be linked to SAMs, but it can, I think, be linked to the early warning or to the GWCs. And then we have a missile silo, an underground ballistic missile silo. It can be launched using an event action also. So that's all for the allied units. Next, over on the enemy units, we pretty much have the same thing, just repeated back. Decoy, the GECM, and stationary, same thing, IRMD, bunkers, missile silo, early warning radar for them. And yeah, that's about all. Well, thank you so much for watching this far into the video if you stuck around, and make sure you go ahead and check out that contest I'm doing. Give me a like and a subscription would be really appreciated, and I hope you guys have a good one. Goodbye.